This news segment is brought to you by Greg Dam for County Commissioner District 3, protecting our rural life and water, paid for by a citizen to elect Greg Dam.
Sepsis is a common and potentially life-threatening manifestation of infection, affecting millions of patients worldwide. Sepsis can also be difficult to diagnose. A study summarized the findings of an international group of experts who set out to update the previous definitions of sepsis. They also describe a more streamlined way to recognize patients with sepsis so that treatment can be started more quickly.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
As soon as you get an infection, the body starts responding to infection.
Sepsis is when the body's response to infection injures its own tissues and organs.
Doctors Christopher Seymour and Derek Angus from the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine and co-authors summarized the findings of an international task force who updated the definitions of sepsis. In a related study, they reviewed the electronic health records of more than 1 million patients to assess the usefulness of a clinical score known as SOFA, used to identify patients with sepsis.
SOFA behaved very well, especially in ICU patients. But a lot of the time, outside the ICU, you haven't done all the measurements for a full SOFA score.
The task force also identified something new called the Q-SOFA, or Quick SOFA, which can be used as a clinical prompt at the bedside for doctors and nurses. This uses only vital signs, such as altered mental status, low blood pressure, as well as difficulty breathing. 2 of those will identify a patient most likely to be septic.
If you have an infected patient that scores 2 points or more on Q-SOFA, you should be worried about that patient. In more austere settings where you can't get the blood tests, this may actually be a very practical tool.
Sepsis is difficult to recognize. The task force provides us with these criteria, so this helps doctors and nurses recognize sepsis quicker and get treatment started right away.
We expect and look forward to it being improved. We want to see iterative change over time, and we hope that using data to validate the definitions is ushering a new era. We've been trying to help come up with simpler rules that will help promote early, simple, easy identification of patients to then prompt early and appropriate intervention and management.
Catherine Dolf, the JAMA Report.
Sepsis carries an enormous public health burden, accounting for more than 5% of total U.S. hospital cost. Well, her name is Summer Rush. She participated in this year's Kids Film Camp at the High Desert International Film Festival. We caught up with the young teen recently.
The film camp was in December 2015 last year, so what we did in the film camp was we made the film Dangerous Game. It was 4 days overall of script writing, editing, filming, and set design. I had a lot of fun, and the film was a success.
So the film was shown today. How was it?
The film is actually shown at the front of each segment because Tony Mendoza, he is the one who leads the camp, and Karen, so the film was a lot of fun to make.
And so what did you do in the film?
I did the set design, and I was the second lead actress, and I played trying to persuade Zara not to go online. The message was to stay safe on the internet, so it was human trafficking.
And so how old are you?
I'm 13.
And so are you going to be getting into filmmaking? Are you interested in that career?
I believe it's a very fun hobby.
Yeah.
But it's not my main interest, but I have a lot of fun doing it.
What's your main interest?
My main interest is horses.
So are you going to be working with horses? I know that you go to online school, so do you have some horse classes that you're taking right now?
Well, not really classes, but I just finished my intermediate lessons, so I'm now advanced rider, and I've been riding since I was 4, so I just love to do pretty much anything with horses.
More on the High Desert International Film Festival when we return.